DD214 Network podcast is for mature audiences only. Any videos, music, or entertainment not originating from DD214 Network is used and covered under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, also known as fair use. Opinions expressed are our own and do not represent any DoD or U.S. government entities as a whole. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Viewer and listener discretion is advised. You are no longer alone now, because we have you.
I'm constantly, every time the intro is on, I always look at the.
Like when I was trying not to puke up freaking like hot nuts in my mouth.
Yeah. So fucking Gio the other day fucking writes to me and asks me if you want to do the hot ones challenge, and I was like, no. I was like, if you saw what happened when I did the hot nut challenge, you'll see that even to this day I still got shit the same.
Still haven't shit right.
Still, it's bad.
Like 2 years? What's it been like almost 2 years now?
Yeah, it's been almost fucking 2 years.
Cleary.
Everything's not the same. But
no, it is not.
You know what? Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the DD214 Network podcast, presented by myself, Joe, Jay, and our man John over at Clean Sanchez Media. Y'all better look the fuck out today because our crayons are sharp, the box is full, our bottle of glue is topped off, and our helmet is on tight, baby. We're getting ready to rhythm with the tism this episode. Let's have a blast.
No one told me to bring a helmet. I thought it was issued.
Well, I mean, I'm going
to need you to go down to CIF and get a replacement. It's only going to cost you about like $600 fucking dollars.
Right.
It's not like I don't fucking owe the money anyway, right?
If you don't now, you will later. If you don't now,
yeah.
Joe, did it cost you any money when you got out? When you cleared CIF, did you have to pay for anything?
So I kind of got lucky. I happened to run into an entire issued bag worth of gear that just fell off of the back of a Humvee.
Yeah.
So all the shit that was dirty,
mm-hmm.
I had brand new still in the fucking plastic wrap. Copies of it. So I just brought the brand new back in.
Shit. There's nothing wrong with that.
They tried to tell me one item. They tried to tell me my fucking wet weather fucking poncho was fucking dirty, and it was still in the fucking plastic bag.
Oh, no.
Argued with CIF up one side and down another fucking side.
Yeah,
like the seal was still fucking closed. I was like, there is no fucking way.
What do they got? What was ice like an ice complaint? Like where you freaking like $40 on the hook for like a couple of really small items, like nothing crazy. I had like $11,000 worth of shit, and the fact that I came out and I only had to buy like a pair of gloves, like just like some stupid shit, just dumb shit.
For me, because you got to think, I went in when we still had to shine our fucking boots.
Yeah.
For me, it was a fucking shoe polish kit. Now that I think about it, I was on the line for fucking $40 for a fucking shoe polish kit.
Yeah.
Because it was used.
Look at this achievement right here.
That's pretty fucking impressive, actually. If you can go to CIF and fucking make it out in like first time go it, dude. Like,
mad fucking props to that shit, Cleary.
That's wild.
And thanks for the nice
I thought it
man
was a
cave
myth.
comment.
Thanks for the what now?
Nice man cave comment. Cleary
Oh yeah,
speaking on which, I mean,
I see
you
the
see my
flag.
flag.
I see the flag. Yeah, I see the flag. I can see the flag.
That's cute.
It's cute. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's army.
Absolutely adorable. Looks like a connection issue because we're not up right now. Oh no, we are. Oh,
We're not up on Twitch, if that's what you're thinking. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it looks good on YouTube right now.
Yeah, I mean, we're good on YouTube, so
it keeps skipping for me on YouTube. That's why I'm saying.
And we're up on Twitch also, so
yeah, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I multi-stream on this thing all the time, and for some odd reason, it's giving me issues today. But hey,
looks okay. Looks okay on my end. So far, it looks okay on my end.
All right, we'll keep going. My apologies.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, everything looks good on my side. So,
Joe, did you do anything this week?
Fucking unpacked. I mean, I'm so tired of fucking looking at boxes.
Dude, don't feel bad. Like I moved into this house like a year ago, and I'm still looking at boxes, bro.
Oh no. I was done unpacking by fucking Wednesday afternoon. There is not a single fucking item in this house that's still in a box that needed to be pulled out.
That's good.
If it's in a box or a tote, that's because it's shit that needs to be stored for like Christmas decorations or shit like that. Like not stuff that needed to come out right now. So, but I was fucking done with that. I'm pretty sure my wife fucking appreciates it too because she didn't have to do a lot of the fucking unpacking. I just fucking got shit done while she went to work.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. That's fucking teamwork.
And then
favorite dish.
Fuck. I mean, I did 2 streams this week.
Yeah, did you?
Just to jump back in now that I've got a more stable internet and everything.
What did you stream? What'd you play?
Sony Spider-Man, the Spider-Man game from the PS4.
Okay.
Just doing another playthrough of that because they just released Spider-Man 2 over on PC.
Oh.
No, on PC. I own it for the PS5, but PS5's family console, so it's up in the main part of the house. So I'm doing a playthrough of the original Spider-Man through my PC. Then I'm going to do the Miles Morales expansion, which was one of the launch titles with the PS5. And then I've already picked up Spider-Man 2 for PC, so I can do a playthrough of all 3 games.
Okay. That's cool.
Stream. Kind of do a series with those.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
John, what'd you do?
I played a new game this week called Dale and Dawson's Stationary Supplies.
Oh, you get into the stuff that I would never even probably hear of. So tell me about this game. It's a stationary supply game?
It's a deception game.
Okay. What do you do?
So you know how like in Among Us, right? There's a group of people and you have to find out who the imposters are.
Yeah.
Well, in this game, you have to find out who the slackers are.
Okay.
And so you have specialists and slackers, HR, manager, and assistant to the manager. And yes, there are a lot of Office references to this game. Even one of the tasks that you have to do is steal someone's stapler and put it in a bowl of jelly. And the achievement for that is actually called Damn It Jim. So
I like that.
So I mean the game looks very Robloxian, if I may say, you know, but you have to use your voice to play. And they give you a cubicle and you're just in your office. And if you're a specialist, you know, you're doing your test, you know, you're printing out paperwork, you know, you're putting stuff away, organizing the desks and stuff, listening to other people's conversations. But if you're a slacker, you're smoking cigarettes, you know, fucking around on company time, watching cat videos on YouTube, you know, and so on and so forth. One of my favorite tasks, actually, and I got away with it for a while, was putting the boss's garbage can on fire.
Nice.
You know, that was fun, and just the sheer naturalness of people in this game is just something else because last night I was actually we won last the game that I played last night was actually a successful one because I did all my tasks as if I was a specialist. I was printing out paperwork, signing paperwork, doing all the normal stuff. But in the meantime, I was going around smoking cigarettes in the women's room, stealing people's mouses and throw them in the garbage. But then I did get caught with the fire, and the guy was like, "I saw you put." It was a janitor. A janitor ratted me out.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, but great game, fun, super cheap as hell. But yeah,
that's about it.
It's a good placeholder until March because March there's like 3 games coming out that I'm really excited for.
Okay.
Civilization, Enzoy, and WWE 25.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get to that too because I think we three all checked out the Royal Rumble in some regards. Regards. So that was like one of the first times I sat down. Last night was one of the first times I sat down in a long time just to watch a TV show that was like live basically. So I did that. Yeah. And working at Arrowhead anytime is fun, but being the AFC Championship game, I did get a story out of it. Jason Kelsey ended up top where I was for a very, very short period of time. But I came around a corner from doing a couple of my checks, and there's Jason Kelsey and 3 of his friends in the lobby area, like waiting for the elevator to go back down. And so yeah, I was he's a big boy. He's a big boy. Like, yeah. So, so yeah, that was interesting. But other than that, like I got to see the B2 bomber, the stealth bomber.
Yeah. That must have been so fucking.
Oh, dude, that shit never gets old. Seeing the B2 fly over that shit never fucking gets old. Never gets old. Like that is, and it's such a badass fucking plane. Such a badass fucking plane. Like.
Yeah, and it's good to talk positive about planes this week, especially with all the shit happening with them this week.
Yeah, we had some not so fun stuff happening around the country with aircraft this week.
Yeah,
that's unfortunate. What were you gonna say?
No. I was about to bring something up, but my wife just confirmed to me that it didn't happen today. It happened a while ago. But yeah, I mean, just this week alone was pretty crazy. But yeah, you got to see the B-52, man.
B2.
Excuse me.
So it looks like a flying triangle or like a flying wing.
Yeah,
so it just looks like a fucking wing. Like just a.
It's like a toy. It's like a toy that you just have to just fling it up in the air and you look at it. It's like, oh, it's covering the sun now.
Yeah. And it's flying, and it's like it's able to stay aloft, and those things. We had a B2 on my first deployment when I was still a mechanic. We had a B2 in our AO that dropped a JDAM in our AO. We never saw or heard the bird, but we felt the impact of the JDAM when it landed. Like we were close enough. Like we weren't close enough to see the explosion per se because we were in like a mountain pass kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we were kind of shielded from being able to see what it hit, but we felt like the pressure wave, like the blast wave.
Yeah.
And from quite a little ways away too. Like those fucking bombs are no joke. Like, and I was inside a vehicle and I could still feel like I knew when the bomb had landed. You know what I mean? Like,
is there a bomb that's a joke?
I mean, compared to like what it can do, like damage wise, and being, I don't know, like a mile or 3 away, and still being able to feel a concussion while inside of a fucking military vehicle.
Yeah,
like I'd say a little bit. Yeah, some bombs are kind of jokes. Like a little black cat firecracker you could just put in the palm of your hand and like explode it, and it for the most part won't do anything to you. You know, going up to like a JDAM, which will basically level like a city block. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. You know, and the plane flies so high you can't hear it. at the height, and so you won't really see it. You know what I mean? You don't see it coming. So all of a sudden, like the city block that you're on just gets disappeared real quick, and you never heard a thing. Just a big, just a big boom boom. And when
it's going to call it disappearing, it just disappeared.
And when the dust settled, your fucking neighborhood's gone. You know what I mean? Like that's, you know what I mean? Like that's, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You know?
I like to make things go boom.
It's a lot. It can be fun. There's a lot of times where it can be a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie. It does. It brings my black little heart, like just like this little much of joy. You know what I mean? Like freaking like I like watching things go boom.
So here's an interesting fact about things going boom. So in Iowa, they just passed a new law where there is no longer a legal limit on how much Tannerite you can explode at one time.
Oh,
you want to know what the limit was before they made it unlimited? 46 fucking pounds of Tannerite.
That's God.
Now it's fucking unlimited.
John, how familiar? Have you ever shot Tannerite? Have you ever?
I've never shot it, but I know. I'm like familiar with what it is, yeah, and what it can do.
46 pounds of Tannerite. That's $3,000 worth of Tannerite. Yeah. That would put a crater the size of my fucking house in the ground.
And it's like the size of a brick.
It doesn't take
even
much.
That.
The point is like what I was getting at. It doesn't take much.
Yep.
Yeah. It does not take much. You just have to have an ignition source.
Yep.
To set it off.
Which usually is just the bullet that you throw into it.
So. Yeah. It's not Tannerite is not unstable, but if it gets hit hard enough and fast enough, it will explode. It will detonate. Yeah. Like, and that's why you shoot it. Like,
look, military science is fucking beautiful. I have to say, it's fucking cool. You know, let's just put it that way. All right. Because like when you see like, yeah, I mean, things that go boom are cool. When you do it when you do it for the safety of your people, if you do it to deconstruct the building, it's a necessity.
Or if you just do it to put a crater in the fucking ground. I mean,
sometimes you need the space, right?
Back in the day,
if I'm wanting to build a swimming pool, fastest way to dig out the fucking hole.
Fuck the pool. I'm making a mini silo.
I was just gonna say, back in the day, one of the ways in the old, like 100 years ago, the way they used to get rid of tree stumps, like just completely they'd
blow that bitch with fucking TNT.
They'd blow them the fuck up. Yep, especially out here in the Midwest, like blowing up tree stumps is a fucking thing, and that's using explosives to do stuff like that. It in a very roundabout way, it fucking works. It works. So if it's stupid and it works, it's not stupid, right? But you better be behind something, and you better be far enough away, because like it will send shrapnel. It will send shrapnel. Like,
oh yeah.
I mean, you could ask Friedrich in the end of the book of what shrapnel does to people. I'm just saying.
Well, it is what it is. But yeah, point. I was seeing the B2, getting to do the game. It was a long day. I worked 14 fucking hours that day, I think, ish. So it was a long day for the AFC Championship, but I had a good enough time, and then I think I went and had like a beer after the game, and then it was already time to go home. Like the bar was already closing down by the time I got off. So I had a beer or two, and then I went home, and like that was my entire Sunday. Like 8:30 in the morning was my show time. I got home a little bit after midnight after the bar closed down, but I didn't get out of work until 10:30. So
how cool is it that like, you're not just a fan, you work there too. You get to be a part of it.
You get to be part of it. Yeah. And then for 30 plus years, whenever I would come back to Kansas City, either to visit family for whatever function, funerals, stuff like that, I would still get excited driving by the stadiums. You know what I mean? Like I'm a lifelong Royals and Chiefs fan, and now I live down the fucking street from the stadiums. And like you said, yeah, I work at both of them. Both of them. Yeah. I work at both of them. All right. So yeah, like it's very surreal, John. It is very, very surreal. I can assure you that it's very surreal. And especially with of course, everyone knows that the Chiefs have had a lot of success the last several years with Mahomie coming on. It's a good time to be in Kansas City. You know what I mean? Like that's about all I can say. It's a very happening place right now because of a lot of the success. A lot of the sporting teams and their successes have shined a bigger light on Kansas City as a metro. So there's a lot of cool shit here. Yeah, and it is pretty cool, John. It is pretty cool. Waiting 37 years to get back to a motherfucker and getting invited to fucking be a part of the magic is like, it's pretty surreal. It is pretty surreal. So yeah. So that was my week. Fucking Chiefs AFC Championship game and the fucking the Royal Rumble last night. You know what I mean? That was basically like, take your pick. That was basically all and so like between Sunday and last night, I didn't do shit. Aside from my regular little daily chores around the house, you know, and shit like laundry and taking out the trash, I didn't do a fucking thing all week except for those two things. So that was basically my week. So yeah. You guys want to start? You guys want to start with wrestling, or you want to start with football?
Hang on a second, because Cleary wanted me to see this right here.
Did he call that New England pizza?
He calls that New England pizza.
What is that? Jalapenos on there?
I see olives, I see jalapenos, and more green stuff. I mean, it's not the type of pizza I would eat.
That looks like olives and green bell pepper. It looks like it doesn't look like it's jalapenos.
Do you know what, John? You know what that reminds me of? Is the remember that gas station that had pizza out here, Casey's?
Yeah,
that looks like Casey's pizza. That's exactly what that reminds me of. Is Casey's pizza? Like, yeah.
He says it's a veggie pizza. I actually haven't had pizza this week because I was fucking sick again.
What? Say it. I want to hear that just one more time.
I was fucking sick again. Oh no, actually I had pizza like when I was coming off of it. I forced myself to have a pizza because I was in bed for 3 fucking days, and I told my wife, I was like, I can't do this anymore. Get me a pizza. Get me a fat, greasy fucking pizza. And she got me a fat, greasy fucking pizza, and I ate the whole thing, and I went right back to sleep.
Fair enough. I'm glad you're feeling better. Shit.
I'm tired of almost dying.
Almost dying. I was gonna say this is like twice since fucking 2025.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, fucking Casey's, dude. Like, yeah, there's nothing but Casey's out. Casey's and Quick Trips is the Kansas City way. Like, yeah, so yeah,
that's it. I'm an asshole when it comes to pizza. I will be very honest about it.
You liked that shit we had when you were visiting. I remember
that was good. That was good pizza.
It was like a legit fucking pizza. Yeah.
It looked like a New York pizza. That's why I liked about it, you know?
Yeah.
Tri-State pizza is the best pizza.
You'll have to show me someday. I'm from Missouri. I'm from Missouri. You have to show me. So yeah.
So you want to talk about the Royal Rumble then?
Yeah, why not? Let's start with the wrestling.
I mean, I only watched the main event, so you guys, I watched the Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens match, but
that was a good match.
Before we even get to that, what did you guys watch?
I watched the whole thing like start to finish. Literally, I came home. I went out yesterday afternoon to my little watering hole around the corner. I think I had like 2 or 3 beers, and my plan was literally like have a couple beers, come home, make dinner. And about the time dinner was finished being made, it was starting. Like it was like the event was starting, and that's pretty much exactly what I did. And I watched the first event was the ladies Royal Rumble. And did you get to see that, Joe, or you just know what the result was?
So I did watch the ladies. I skipped over that tag team match after it.
Okay.
Watched Rhodes and Owens, and then watched that.
I was a little disappointed in the tag match. I'm not going to lie. The tag match really wasn't – I felt like they could have done a little bit better with the tag match. Either – there just didn't seem to be there wasn't a lot of chemistry in the ring for whatever reason. I don't know if somebody was injured and they were kind of making up for the guy that might not have been – I couldn't tell. But it was a very if we're talking about like wrestling as a performance, the tag match was a little bit underwhelming. It was a little underwhelming. The Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens match
We saw someone commit a crime.
That was overwhelming. I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, holy fuck my back, fuck my legs, fuck my sciatic nerve.
I mean, I remember talking to
fuck my blood vessels in my forehead.
Yeah, I was talking to some of the guys this morning, and I was just like, "Yo, is he alive?
Yeah,
like, is he okay?"
Yeah, because it almost seemed like fucking murder.
I want to see like a book that he writes, or I want to see like a podcast that he does someday about last night, because he took two bumps that were
insane.
And I was like, it was like a lot. Oh, it was just the way
he got hit in the face with the ladder a few times too.
Yeah, they both got
fucked up a little bit from that.
Yeah, but Kevin Owen took the big ones, and it was like, and they look like they fucking hurt.
You know, I was fucking laughing because like Kai Cenat was in the front, right? Mm-hmm. And they pulled out the small ladder, and I was like, oh, that's for Kai.
Oh, yeah, this is all tiny shit. Yeah. Well, go ahead.
Oh, wait. And the winged eagle.
That was cool. That was cool seeing that. Yes.
Let's go back to the women's, and then we'll touch a little bit more on Cody and
the women. I liked the women's was pretty good, and I want to say I've been very impressed because I remember, coming from a very old school, well, what's old school nowadays, coming from like the 1980s, perspective of professional wrestling. There wasn't much of a women's scene. Women were either valets, managers, or, there was a little bit of women's professional wrestling, but it was so subdued to the point where they didn't even have a women's division for most of the 90s. You know what I mean? Like that didn't start coming back until like the 2000s. And the women did a pretty good job of like holding their own. And I liked that. Not a huge fan of, the result. I was pleasantly surprised to hear somebody that like I'm not really familiar with, but the person through the entire event, the person who got the biggest pop was a lady wrestler during the Women's Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
got the single biggest pop all night. She got the loudest cheers all night, and you could hear it as soon as she came from backstage. What did you say her name was? Alexa what?
Alexa Bliss.
Alexa Bliss. When she came out, the crowd absolutely went apeshit, and that was cool because the entire remainder of the evening. This is towards the beginning of the night. The entire remainder of the evening, you didn't hear anybody get
that was the highlight of that.
That was the biggest cheer any individual wrestler got the whole night.
There was a big absence in between that too. I think it was like a 3-year absence. I was reading.
So it was January of 2023. So to get this, January of this year would have been 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last time she was out.
It's been 2 years. Yeah, that's close. I mean, close enough. Basically, yes. And then, and I heard during Cody Rhodes's match, and there was one part during the tag match, but there were a couple times during the Cody Rhodes match where you could hear the crowd start chanting "Holy shit!" When they do like some of the crazy moves, you start "Holy shit! Holy shit!" You heard there was definitely plenty of that, but as far as like one individual wrestler getting a pop, Alexa Bliss fucking tore the house down last night. That was cool to see.
Oh yeah,
that was cool to see.
I mean, I do want to talk about one thing,
and Bray Wyatt themes attire too.
Well,
yes, she was.
You got to think the last time. I mean, she was really like big as like a partner with Bray back, before his passing and everything. Yeah. But one thing I really want to talk about that we haven't even touched is the introduction of fucking TNA into the fucking WWE now.
I noticed. I was watching. So when I got
they merged. What happened is now TNA and WWE are fucking together.
Yeah, I was gonna say because
but this isn't the first time.
But this time they're officially part of the WWE roster.
No, and that's great, but like this is not the first time. You know what I mean? We've been seeing this. This happened last year too.
Well,
and it happened. It happened at the Royal Rumble last year.
And it was just one. It was one person who was in the Rumble this year, also.
Yep.
But now the WWE and TNA signed a contract where TNA now falls under the WWE umbrella with TKO Holding. Where last year it wasn't them being merged together. Now they're officially merged together. So we're going to see more TNA stars coming over into the WWE.
Yeah, developing in TNA and then coming to
coming into WWE.
I noticed when I got home from my watering hole and I was getting shit out, getting ready to cook dinner. I turned on YouTube for the pre-show. So I went to YouTube for the pre-show, and I heard them talking about TNA, and I was like, wait a minute, like they don't normally acknowledge other.
Yeah.
You know, every once in a while they'll acknowledge like individual wrestlers that might be other places.
Yep.
They never acknowledge another organization. That's just taboo in the professional wrestling industry. That's taboo. You do not acknowledge other organizations, basically. Like this is your universe, right? And I heard them talking about TNA, and I was like, why the fuck are they talking about TNA? And well, there you go. Fucking, you got your news from fucking Joe and John on that one. Like fucking
better than hearing about fucking AEW.
They were nowhere to be found last night.
Well, so women's match, great. You know, Trish Stratus coming in, that was fun. You know, that was cool. Seeing some of them, you know, seeing Nikki Bella come back.
That's funny to me because I'm watching Traders and she just got kicked out of the house. You know what I mean? And like it's just funny to me. Like, oh, you couldn't do good in reality TV, so here you are stumbling on back. When I heard about it, I was like, no fucking way.
Yeah,
Andy, I got you. Thank you.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, the tag team match I skipped over because, I mean, it was, what was it? The Motor City fucking Machine Guns and
somebody else, and one of them were champions and the other one wasn't. And I honestly, that was where I think I didn't pause it, but I kind of like paused my brain and I took a couple of puffs off of my my friendly cannabis, my friendly cannabis fucking dispenser. You know what I mean? And and just kind of chilled and like drank, slow drank a beer while that match was. Before we move on, how did you feel about the ending of the women's? Because I was not a fan. I was okay with the entrant and the person that won. I was okay with them being there, but them winning, I was not okay with it. I was like, this is like, it felt very cheap. It felt very cheap to me. Very, very cheap to me.
It did. I mean, I'd have much rather preferred one of the main roster stars that's been there for a while, or like Alexa Bliss, because her coming back was a huge, like, is she even going to come back?
Right.
And you bring her back only for her to get fucking thrown out the ring.
Well, and then the fact that I didn't realize this, but the last 3 or 4 in a row of the on the ladies' side have in some way, shape, or form involved Miss Flair. And like, so either she won or she was the person that they were going to have to face at WrestleMania the last like 3 or 4 years in a row. And for her to come back, she hasn't even been doing anything for like a year. And for her to come back at the Royal Rumble, enter like at whatever number 20, whatever the fuck she was 20 something. She's in the ring for a whole 20 minutes maybe and wins the fucking thing. And I was just kind of like, oh, I don't like where that storyline's going. Whenever that storyline, the TV, he's a squealer. That's a squealer.
That's the only part that I didn't like about that. Now, I mean, I feel like Charlotte Flair, that's kind of I feel like if they were going to have her that close,
it was
what they should have done was a similar situation to the way they ended the men's match, which we'll get to shortly. But yeah, so there's that. I mean, we touched on Cody Rhodes and fucking KO for the most part.
A lot of big bumps in that match. A lot of big. That was. They did a good job. They did a good job in the match, but god damn, dude, like Kevin Owens probably needs like 6 months off right now. Yeah. Like he's fucking
hurt.
He got fucked up. Like
I think you get an automatic 6 when you bleed from the back of your head.
Dude, the way he folded the final move of the night. Cody Rhodes reversed.
When he folded into that fucking ladder,
and he just sat there all crumpled over with his fucking head in between two of the fucking ladder rungs, fucking like just upside down and fucking backwards, like fucking did not look fun. Like it made for great TV. It made for great fucking TV.
See, and that's the thing with the story that kind of they were going with there. You know,
it works. It
works because it's been building up since late December.
But he had to take that bump, though.
And Rhodes said that when going into this, both KO and Rhodes were like, "We're gonna beat the holy living fuck out of each other." We're ending this fucking chapter one way or another. One of us is going to be fucking hurt.
It's fucking Kevin Owens this morning.
If he dies, he dies.
Yeah,
fucking
exactly, pretty much.
Fucking Cody Rhodes went full fucking Homelander on his ass last night.
Cody Rhodes fucked him the fuck up. I'm glad I was not in that fucking ring.
There were a couple of moments where I was like, "Is this a shoot or is this a work?" I was like, "Oh."
I was afraid for fucking the announcers. I was afraid for fucking McAfee, fucking Cole, and fucking Barrett during that fucking match.
Oh, Barrett would have been fine.
Is it just me, or is McAfee not the greatest announcer?
He sucks.
Dude, it sounded to me like most of his talking points, like he was just getting shit fed into his ear.
He's
like
just screaming half the time.
Oh, yeah. It was slightly annoying. Slightly fucking annoying, bordering on outright fucking annoying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's McAfee. I've not been a big fan of his.
Not a fan.
I enjoy when football season starts and he steps away from fucking announcing for a couple months. Because what it is when college football and pro football was going on, he steps away from his role in the WWE, and then he comes back at the end of the fucking season to fucking the ringside. And it's fucking bullshit. Like, he doesn't know. But now, on to the Men's Royal Rumble.
Here we go.
My one favorite part. Oh, go ahead, John.
I'd love to start this off too, because like it started off so fucking strong. It started off with two legends of the ring who have been fucking wrestling for like over 20 years, right?
First three people in the fucking Men's Rumble were fucking all luchas.
Yeah.
Right. Who was that? Who's the dude in the blue you said you were talking about last week?
Penta.
Yeah, he was. And I was like, oh, that's who fucking John and Joe were talking about.
Yeah, like that dude's an internet. He was in that show Lucha Underground. Mm-hmm. And there was so much drama. I'm Squilini, I'm sure you know about the drama that happened within that show. But wrestlers like Ricochet came from there,
Yeah.
So many people were in there, and Penta was one of those guys. And when that show was going on, the creator of the show, I forgot what was going on, something with the contracts that he was taking money from him. And oh, dude, it was just like, oh,
infantry smile. Oh yeah, like which one? The one where we're getting ready to go drink and have a good time, or the one where we're getting ready to fucking kill people? Which smile do you want?
Yeah, and fuck, man. But what a great representation of way to start the show, to start the Men's Royal Rumble, and then
it started very, very
strong.
It did.
Let's talk about one of the entrances.
I saw that.
Y'all ready for it? Y'all ready for it?
Talk about that in a minute.
Say his name and
that was Squilini. Let me tell you something, because I produce Around the Apron, and one of them loves Joe Hendry and the other one doesn't. So I was waiting for the day that I watch a live event where I actually see like his pop live, right? Unedited, holy shit.
His pop live is fucking great.
It is. It's kind of funny though, because the guy
he appears.
Who is this?
So first off, the guy's been around for 15, 20 years, and he comes out with a song, and now everybody loves the guy. So that's my take on him.
He literally releases his own fucking theme song on TikTok.
Who is
and then now Joe Hendry.
He's the TNA champion.
He's the TNA champion. He's over in NXT also, actually.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he is.
I knew like probably 5% of the performers last night. Like literally, I knew about 5% of them.
And then, and then, the man, the myth, the farewell tour.
And his name is John Cena.
You are gonna get us copyright struck today, Spillini.
Fuck you.
No,
too.
we're not. They're fucking like 5-second fucking clips, dickhead.
Fuck those corporate fucking cock smoking suckers of Satan's pecker, dude. Fuck them all.
Man, what about before, like right after, because Roman came, then it was John Cena, then it was Seth after that.
Because it was
AJ
Roman Cena.
It started with AJ Styles.
Yeah, because it was AJ, Roman, Cena.
LA Knight was in there.
Punk.
And LA Knight.
Then Seth.
Yeah.
Or it was Seth, then Punk. It was those two were in there somewhere.
I like LA Knight.
But it was
Eli Drake.
But I mean, it was a fun match.
It was a
fun match. There was a lot of nostalgia.
It got a little slow in the middle. It started really strong, and I want to say it ended really strong. It got a little bit saggy in the middle.
What about that? What wasn't there like 3 people or 2 people in the ring for like for a long ass fucking time?
I'm trying to think of what it was, somewhere in the middle. And I don't even know if it was like just 2 people in the ring. It was like there was just
He had no fucking business being in the fucking match.
I don't think CM Punk got robbed. I think he got exactly what was coming to him. That's just.
But I do want to revert back to when we were talking about the Rumble. What was it last week on the pre-record, Jay? I said Cena was either going to come out on top or he was going to get second.
Yeah,
he was going to get runner up for this.
Can we talk about fucking Rick Steiner's son?
Strowman?
Holy fucking Strowman, Breaker.
Or not Breaker.
Wrong Braun.
Breaker.
Wrong Braun.
Yeah.
He's a big boy.
Big motherfucker. That's all we can say.
That dude looks like
the monster of all monsters.
That guy looks like he looks like he only knows like 6 words in his vocabulary, but my fucking God, is that guy a fucking monster.
Have you seen him fucking do mic work though, John?
Yeah.
Because he actually does have a pretty good fucking vocab. But he does look dumb as shit.
I
like
he
looks just like his fucking dad.
I have to say that I thought it was really cool that he had the Steiner math fucking outfit on.
Yeah.
I noticed that instantly. I was like, oh shit, that's pretty fucking cool, you know? So there was like a lot of nostalgia in that.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's like when I was telling you guys, like I got to see Jason Kelsey last Sunday. When I say like he's a big boy, like it's an understatement. Like I'm a big boy. And so when I see these like behemoths amongst us, you know what I mean? And like, they're big to me. I'm like, oh shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's like, this is exactly why like Samuel Colt made men equal. You know what I mean? So like, it's like, I'm not going to fight that motherfucker. Like, I'm going to pull a gun and hope he lets me fucking run away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm not doing that. The dude gets a hand on you. You're fucked. You're fucked. Yeah. You know what I mean? The shit they don't tell you in MMA class, kids, in case you're wondering, is when the person outweighs you by 100 pounds and they got 6 inches on you, you're not winning the fucking fight. You're not winning the fucking fight.
Who had the biggest men's pop? Because the decibels were high for a lot of those guys.
There were a couple, but I didn't.
Penta was really loud. Joe Hendry, Cena.
Hendry, in my opinion, was probably the loudest pop. Because
I don't know, I think Seth Rollins had a pretty fucking tough one too. People were fucking going crazy for Seth Rollins.
I'd have to go back and like rewatch just that match because it started strong and it got a little saggy in the middle, and then I kind of like floated back into paying all the attention to it like towards the end. So that was like in the middle, I wasn't really paying as much attention to like the pops, and it was just kind of like I was just kind of watching the match. You know what I mean? Per se. And again, I don't know fucking any of these motherfuckers anymore. Like I've only been watching a little bit recently because of the two of you, literally. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
I'm not really watching that much. I've been hearing it from around the apron mostly, but
well,
yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. I'm really interested to see what happens with our boy main event Jey Uso and his WrestleMania debut as a main eventer finally. I mean, when you go by the fucking name main event, you have to main event fucking WrestleMania.
You have to live that standard at some point.
So, it's only fitting. I mean, it's definitely interesting seeing, even more crossovers between TNA and fucking WWE now. More, stuff like that. I think really what kind of has driven it though on that front is the fact that like Joe Hendry being in NXT and then also being the TNA fucking champion, he's
Did your meat talk back or something?
What?
Did your meat talk back or something? Did it
tell
you it's ready?
Yeah.
No, I got a fucking distracted message.
I'm only assuming because you got all this technology stuff. I assume you got one in your fucking yours.
He's talked about it. It does. It tells him it tells him what the fucking temperature is right now.
There you go.
Yeah, like I can
fucking Joe.
Say,
look at that shit. It's 225 degrees and Joe's goddamn. Was AJ there? Was AJ
No, she was not. So currently the internal temp of the shoulder is 159 right now. So I've got about a degree, and then I'm gonna have to drop off for a second to wrap and fucking throw her back on until she's done. But so fuck, where was I going with that? I had a whole fucking thought process and then fucking squirrel. So I mean, it's interesting to see the crossovers now because of like, and I feel like the merge is more because we've got some of these superstars that are on the independent circuit or on these lower end, more developmental league type stuff like TNA, which I mean, TNA is a real fucking company in itself.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
They've been around. They've been around.
For crying out loud, the fucking ICP has a goddamn fucking wrestling organization. I mean, is it developmental? Yes, it's developmental. It's still fucking wrestling. It's still professional wrestling.
The thing is, there's always a place for people to wrestle if they want a place to wrestle.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is.
Even bad people. Even bad people. That's the problem.
The payoff might not always be there, but the opportunity is always there. It's always there. It's like, how bad do you want to fucking wrestle? Right? It's like any other job, any other freaking vocation. You know what I mean? How bad do you actually want to do it?
Yeah.
Because there are opportunities out there, but you might have to go somewhere. You might have to travel to get to the opportunity. And yeah, like, dude, if you're a lady and you like wrestling and Jello, fuck, I'll help you find a place. I'm down with that shit. I'm all about it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and part of the thing is, we're gonna have more people showing up in WWE eventually. We're gonna get, further through. We're gonna get people from the indie circuits, more people from there because of these big moves that TKO. I'm saying TKO as the overall umbrella here. TKO is the one making the fucking moves for the WWE.
Well, it's like do you remember when even before the Monday Night Wars in the 90s, when NWA and WWF at the time were big, and there was still the USWA, there was still the AWA. You had all these different organizations that functionally all the organizations had about the same levels of talent. It was just who was more popular at the time, who was more over. And
there was way more beef too.
Way more beef. Now you've got if WWE is succeeding and they're drawing from like these feeder organizations like the developmental leagues and the IJPW and stuff like that, you know, in Japan, more wrestling fans are going to pay attention to those other fucking leagues because those people came from those developmental organizations. So it's a positive feedback loop. WWE is going to keep getting their talent fed to them, like in drips and drops over time, and the developmental leagues are going to get more notice. They're going to get more people, more fans, because their wrestlers are the ones that are becoming WWE superstars. You know, so it's a positive feedback loop, and it used to be like that, and except the only difference back then was if the companies would try to poach each other's talent, basically. Yeah, you know what I mean. It's like, and there's a whole thing with that, with wrestling history and all that. So, but I wondered after WCW folded and was bought out by then WWF, now WWE. I was like, fuck, it's going to be a monopoly. Like, how the fuck are they going to get wrestlers? How the fuck are they going to get new wrestlers if there's only one company to go to? You know what I mean? Yeah. And it took about 15 years, but then you had what is it? TNA, AEW, Rings of Honor started coming up kind of hard.
Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor, excuse me, Ring of Honor. Honor.
Which is actually kind of interesting because I think AEW bought Ring of Honor, didn't they?
They might. Well, my point being, you have to have more than one place to go.
Because I think Ring of Honor now is developmental for AEW or something like that.
It probably is, and that's exactly my point. Some people, you know, you talk about like a generational talent, somebody who's just naturally that gifted and good might be able to start in WWE. That's like 1% of 1%. Everybody else has to pay some dues. Everybody else has to like get experience and ring knowledge and things of that nature, and somewhat stay relatively healthy when you're taking fucking bumps and lumps, you know, 200 plus days a year on the road. That's a rough life. That's a rough fucking life. And on top of that, they're not even getting fucking paid that much. You know what I mean? And so most wrestlers have to do a lot of time in these other organizations before they get called up to be in the show. You know what I mean? It's no different than any professional sporting or sports entertainment arena. It's no different. Most kids don't go straight from high school to the pros. They have to go through college first, and then they have to go through like a minor league system or a farm system or whatever, and then they fucking make it to the show. You know what I mean? They pay their dues basically and get better over time. What are you laughing at, John?
My Discord is going ape shit right now because they're all being roasted.
Who's being roasted?
Everybody.
I don't get it. Like that vague. That you're being vague.
I have a roast bot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, AEW. Yeah. So from the dungeon already answered that. AEW bought Ring of Honor. It looks like looking at Ring of Honor right now, the champions, Chris Jericho's the Ring of Honor World Champion.
Oh, I've heard about him lately. I saw a couple of his matches and he does not look good, boys. He does not.
He doesn't sing good. His band sucks.
Dustin Rhodes and the Von Erichs are the Ring of Honor World 6-man tag team champions.
Who?
Dustin Rhodes and the Von Erichs. Gold Dust.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Like, okay. This is the stuff I don't keep up on anymore. And I'm like, yeah, that's a little, because I saw part of a Chris Jericho match recently, and the whole reason I saw it is because people were making fun of how bad it sucked. And like what I saw in the match, like it was pretty worthless. Like
they would never let him work like that in the WWE.
Look at fucking
stunk it up.
Look at fucking Dustin Rhodes now.
Yeah.
He looks like Jack Skellington.
I mean, it looks better than Goldust, my personal opinion. Like, I was never a fan of that gimmick with him, by the way. Like, especially him being Dusty Rhodes' fucking son.
Yeah.
I was never a fan of that gimmick. That was like
Goldust?
Yeah, I was never a fan.
Oh, I love Goldust.
It was very forgettable and just kind of cringe. personally. Like that's just me. Like, yeah, just like he was like what was that guy in Rick and Morty? Mr. Nimbus. He was like Mr. Nimbus like 30 years too early. You know what I mean? Like,
I'd never watched it. I don't know.
Oh well, Mr. Nimbus is like one of like Rick's like is like not exactly a friend, but like mortal enemy, but not exactly a mortal enemy to like they need each other kind of.
Yeah.
Like, but he's like hypersexual. And so like that's gold dust. And it's like about 30 years too early. About 30 years too early. Like, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's an interesting fact.
Yeah, at WrestleMania. Yeah.
Mhm.
That was a WrestleMania match. That was like yeah, post Hogan, post Flair, and then pre Attitude Era. That was like one of those like forgettable WrestleManias there, like in the mid '90s.
Fuck your roast bot, John.
What are you guys? What the fuck is? Why are we on Discord right now? What are you guys doing?
No, it's I always have my Discord open because it's my server. It's all my Twitch's media stuff. And
So
so
his roast bot. This is what his roast bot said to me. At Tech Guy Gaming, the only way I'd lie naked with you would be in a mass grave.
I'm gonna have to remember that one.
This is what it did. This is what it said to Clean. This is what it said to John. They say people get what they deserve. In your case, it's a participation trophy.
Oh my god, dude! Where'd you get this bot, John? Where'd you get this bot?
it's a bot on Discord. Why would we do that? Why would we go into a platform like that from the dungeon?
Yeah, what's we're already here. We're already here.
That place is a jungle. That place is a jungle.
Dude, it's a jungle here enough. I'm good. Like
you know what's strange about this jungle is that this jungle, no one knows when they change shit.
Well, I think that's all of them. And I if you keep switching to different stuff and you keep having to download a different app for a different thing and blasity, it's like stick with what you know. Better the devil that you know. You know what I mean? And this is the one that we know. So that's what we do.
Well, the one that we did know kind of kicked us out.
They did, dude. Well, and you know what? And fuck them too. Fuck them too for their bullshit hypocritical standards. You know what I mean? Like
it's kind of funny too, because like they got they're changing the whole fact checking thing and all that stuff on Facebook. So like all of it's supposed to be a little more lenient now, which is good for me because I do a lot of cannabis content.
Yeah.
So like a lot of that stuff won't be shadow banned or struck anymore. Or
like we would know
like that.
Like we would know if they did, right?
Yeah.
Like we would know if they did.
Yeah.
So this is the point in the show where I talk about my fucking epic troll moment of the week.
I don't think so. What? Which part sounded like?
I just randomly, because we're talking about Facebook.
No. I was referring to the.
Yeah. I want to know what you said too.
Yeah. I mean, if it sounds like I'm quoting Slipknot, it's probably just because like I have, a black soul and a very black heart, and it kind of comes across in my speech every once in a while. You know what I mean? But that's about it.
Well, so this is where my troll moment of the week comes into play. So from the dungeon mentioning Call of Duty, I joined a fucking Black Ops 6 Facebook group, and people were just being complete fucking like, it was like the Facebook group was more like a fucking old school fucking Modern Warfare fucking lobby on the 360 than what you can actually do now. I reported that shit to Facebook and I got a fucking notification this morning that the entire page got taken down.
Are you serious?
Shit.
Yeah.
What?
Because I just being a fucking troll, just being a fucking douchebag.
I don't know. That's a lot of that. There. Remember, we used to have conversations when we were more revolving around gaming. When this podcast is more gaming centric, we'd have conversations about how it takes a lot of the fun of the game away when the community is just so fucking overly toxic. You know what I mean? And it's a big reason why I don't play live anymore. I don't play video games like anymore because I don't need other people to ruin my fucking fun,
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of doing like trying to look for a group of people that are willing to bring DD214 gaming back. You know what I mean? That's part of like a subsidiary, I guess, or do kind of like content representing that and stuff like that.
Yeah. And it would be fun too if we could find something that didn't turn into this cesspool of fucking the worst of the worst of humanity. You know what I mean? Which for whatever reason, like certain games just seem to like their communities just get toxic. You know, like me and John used to try to play GTA 5. You know what I mean? And that started getting bad because like I don't tolerate a lot of that stuff very well. And when people start griefing and it just gets stupid, and I'm just like, okay, this is not why I logged into play. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm just like, fuck it. I'll put in a different game, and you know.
Yeah. I mean, you know me, I play a lot. You
play way more fucking games than I do.
I've been, you know, because I'm kind of like on that journey trying to find that one game that's gonna keep me for a little bit. And I think soon it's gonna be Cyberpunk. I'm gonna do like a full playthrough of that soon.
I've heard that's really good now. Now they've got everything patched up and like whatever.
I really need something fresh, you know.
Sure.
Once Human still does it for me, you know what I mean? But the only thing is that me and myself and my crew, we finish things, we go so hard that we finish things so early, you know what I mean?
Right.
And hey, you know, it just is what it is, you know.
When you're good, you're good.
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
You know, it's not much you can do about that part. I mean, that's like you remember when I was doing like when I was like way the hell up Ghost of Tsushima's ass. I was like doing like I started doing playthroughs. I got to where I was on like the master difficulty level and still holding my own basically. And it's like I was beating the fuck out of that game, dude. Like it was awesome.
Yeah, and like I said, I've beaten the story in Way of Winter and Once Human, the Man Abyss. So it's like I'm really trying to find something story driven that I can really sink my teeth into. Again, it might be Cyberpunk. Civilization comes out next month, and Enzoy comes out next month as well. So I know I'll be able to dive myself into those games when they release it. And Ninja Gaiden Black just got they did like a full bottom up fucking remake of it.
Hell yeah!
You know, now the remaster, like like it's just
kind of like Doom.
Like what they did with Doom.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just like we're in the stale time right now. It's a very weird, but from like pretty much from like spring on, there's like there's a selection of games that are going to be coming out this year that a lot of
how's VR doing? Are either of you guys keeping up on VR?
Oh yeah, I am.
How's VR coming along?
VR has gotten, the best way to say it is that it has made advancements, but it all still looks the same.
Okay, so it still needs better graphics.
It depends, you know.
Ish.
I wouldn't necessarily say better graphics. It's more the hardware that's limiting it right now. Not really.
I mean, I play VR with Gio, and it's funny because he has the Quest 3, so he has the augmented reality compared to what the
Quest 2 has actual virtual wear.
Yeah, actually, you're right, Grizz. And I was actually just talking to Gio about that. He was talking to me about it yesterday. I've been sick. You know, I'll probably do some today after the recordings. I got to charge my VR, but like VR is still fun, you know. I think one thing that really, like when I play with some people, I do bowling. Bowling is fun, but then there's the comedy club that I got banned from too. So that's
oh God.
I mean,
I did the you know what joke I did on stage?
What?
I did the how many emo kids does it take to screw in a light bulb one? You know, that one. And they were. What
was the punchline?
Private. Hang on.
God damn it.
Yep.
Oh. Okay. Can't wait to fucking read this. You fucking. No wonder you got fucking banned.
What's going on? She was taking it. You ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
Good. That's good.
Yeah. So so I said that joke and they pulled me off the stage and they were like, you can't say that. You can't say that. Look, what kind of comedy club is this?
Fuck you.
What kind of club is this? But yeah, VR is fun, man. But yeah, like my boy Grissa, I do got to hit him up. I'll be on today. I got some recordings I got to get to. I got Around the Apron later, and I like playing VR. I like it.
You guys ready to get a little bit of football since we've got an event next weekend coming up? Like,
is it next weekend?
It is February the 9th, and today is the 2nd, which means next Sunday.
So does that mean next week's a Super Bowl special? Yeah,
basically. I don't know. It doesn't have to be all football because we've already done that a couple times. But
you know, I'm okay with it. I like.
Yeah. But I'm just saying that we got another week ahead, and we'll see. Of course, we're going to talk about it next week, obviously, because it'll be Super Bowl Sunday. But yeah, it doesn't have to be the whole show. Definitely doesn't have to be the whole show. But Joe,
it makes my job easier the more you talk about football that day.
Fair enough. So where Joe was correct on his prediction about John Cena and the Royal Rumble, I went 2 for 2 last week on my football predictions. So the goddamn Philadelphia Eagles massively took it to the Washington Redskins. That ended up not even being much of a game. And then the Kansas City Chiefs eked out a victory over the Buffalo Bills here in Kansas City. What were you going to say, Joe?
Where the fuck were the Redskins that were there all fucking season fucking last weekend?
It totally, the way I watched that game was it started off where they were within reach. And then once the Eagles started pulling ahead, it was like the Commanders just lost all their steam. They lost all their steam. And you could just see it on the players. It was like they gave the fuck up. And I'm not saying when you're down fucking 21 points, and they're still, it's still early in the game. Yeah, you're down 21 points, but it's not over yet. And what it seemed like with the Commanders was
when they got to that down 21 points, and they acted like it was over, even though they were still in the first half of the fucking game.
Yeah.
From the dungeon, don't get yourself in trouble now. Don't get yourself in trouble.
Don't even fucking bullshit. Get that fucking bullshit off of here.
Well,
yeah, because you think if the refs were paying fucking somebody off, they want to shine a fucking spotlight on Kansas City, Missouri, not New York, not LA, not Las Vegas, not literally any of the other big cities around. They want to shine a spotlight on Kansas City. Yeah, that makes a lot of money sense for the fucking NFL, dude. Like,
from the dungeon, don't get yourself in trouble, dude. Don't do it.
They actually did end up suspending several of the fucking referees.
You fucking crybaby bitches, fucking lick my ass. Kansas City fucking won again. Fucking, I'm gonna bend over. You spread them cheeks. Fucking lick it. Right? Go cry some more. Go fucking cry some more. Jesus fucking Christ. Fucking paying off the refs. Fucking
wait, the Eagles are going to the. Oh God!
Yeah, it's like the two teams the whole fucking country hates, dude. It's like
from the dungeon. Why are you're from North Jersey? What are you doing, man? We don't associate ourselves with them.
That's how I know he's not serious. If he's rooting for the Eagles.
What do you think?
Might not. It's still the Super Bowl. It's still the Super Bowl. I would not have been surprised if they lost last week. The Bills are a very good team. I would not have been surprised if they lost last week. Their Kansas City's offense has been sluggish. And when I say sluggish, that's like the best term I can all season. All season. What Kansas City has that other teams don't have is a good coaching staff and freaking the ability to fucking like get just enough done. And I want to remind everybody there were a couple of games that were very close this year that they almost lost. So we had the first game with Denver where we blocked a fucking field goal at the end that Denver would have won. And they were close enough that should have been a pretty easy to make field goal. So don't forget, like, the Chiefs are beatable. It's football. It's fucking football. You know what I mean? But whether they three-peat or not, like, I'm not crying because, like, we made it to the Super Bowl again. Like, what am I going to say? Like, we've won the last 2. We've won 3 of the last 5. We've been to 5 Super Bowls in the last 6 seasons, and we've been to 7 straight AFC championships. You're not going to see me fucking crying about it. Like, win, lose, or draw, you're not going to see me crying. I'm just riding the wave. All right, I'm just riding the wave. You guys are sick of Kansas City. Tell your teams to do better. I'm sorry. Like, what do you want me to say? I'm not going to cry about my team winning because there were a lot of years, homies. This team did not win. Okay.
John, put the fucking
Jet
down.
He's got the John. You're muted. John, you're muted.
We have 2 shitty ass football teams here in New Jersey that are not even from New Jersey. From the dungeon.
One of those teams actually is pretty established as a football like institution. That'd be the Giants, and they've won like what 3 Super Bowls all time. They won like with Phil Simms, and they won twice when they beat the Patriots twice in the 2000s. That's at least 3 that I can think of off the top of my head. They might have 4. They might have 4. I'd have to look that up. Joe, how many championships do the fucking Giants have in the NFL? How many times they won the Super Bowl? Was it 3 or 4?
Hold on.
And the Jets have 1, right?
Mm-hmm. Super Bowl 3. They won Super Bowl 3 with Joe Namath. That's correct. That was the one. That was the famous Namath prediction game.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, because like they weren't supposed to win that game, and like everyone had whoever they played was the fucking Baltimore Colts or whoever the fuck, and fucking Namath fucking predicted the Jets would win, and they fucking did it. They won. So that made him famous for all time. So, yeah.
4. Giants have 4 Super Bowl titles. 87, 91,
91. Okay, I
2008, and 2012.
Yep, I forgot the 87 one then. I was only 6, so that makes sense. I remember the 91 because they played against the Bills, and it was wide right. That was the wide right game.
This is interesting. I want. Are you talking about like the betting scores? What are people looking at? That's interesting.
I would say if you're going to bet on this game, I don't do sports gambling.
Yeah.
Your best bet on this game, I would make 2. Pick whichever team you want to win and bet that they win or lose. Do not go off of
Don't do the whole plus minus fucking spread.
Yeah.
Bet win or lose. Eagles or Chiefs, whoever you pick, bet win or lose. The Eagles have a running back. He's pretty much up for MVP along with a couple of quarterbacks, but he had a hell of a season. I would say bet on him to rush for more than 100 yards. There's probably you're probably not going to get great odds on it because it's pretty much expected, but I would definitely say bet on him to rush against the Chiefs for at least 100. At least 100. The Chiefs might be able to shut him down at later in the game or once they get the scheme down, but those opening 2 quarters, that first half, that motherfucker's going to run a little bit before the Chiefs figure it out, and I can assure you that will happen. Like he's a fucking beast. So those would be the 2 bets that I would make, and that'd be it. That would be. I'm picking the Chiefs again as always. Just like last week, the Bills gave us a fucking hell of a fight. But we scored a field goal at the end, and they still had 3 minutes on the clock, all their timeouts, and they didn't make it down the field. Mm-hmm. So when all the freaking Kotex wearing tampon fucking like soaking assholes talk about paying off the refs, all I got to do is point to the last 3 minutes of last week when Josh Allen had the fucking ball and 3 timeouts, and they couldn't score 3 fucking points to tie the game. So I still pick the Chiefs with a better football scheme and a better all-around team per se. The Eagles are explosive. The Eagles have a hell of a fucking offense. But if the Chiefs defense shuts down that offense, we might see the wind go out of the Eagles sails just like they took the wind out of the Commanders' sails last week. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense. Once the Chiefs defense measures the scheme and starts finding ways to shut down their scheme on offense, you see it happen to other teams where they're like, fuck, we're not scoring 30 points today. Fuck, we're not dominating on fucking offense. And you can see it start wearing on them. Like, what the fuck? And that's how the Chiefs have been winning all year, is keeping teams like this fucking close, like ahead or behind, but like you're this fucking close, and then the Chiefs fucking find a way to run the clock out when we've got a lead.
I think one thing that I'm also interested in is definitely the halftime show, because I'm not sure if you've seen the letter that the fucking state legislature for Louisiana wrote to the fucking NFL.
I did see that. I know we try not to get too political on here, but I just want to see how fucking stupid that is. And I hope they piss everybody off at the halftime show. I hope they do. I really hope they do.
It's fucking Kendrick Lamar. It's like, how bad can that be?
Motherfucker, it's the fuck, like, dude, these fucking, like, it's all projection. And it's a goddamn sport. If you don't want to fucking watch it, turn it the fuck off. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
From the dungeon, we had a long talk about this last week, actually. Like,
it was actually technically 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah, well, close enough. We got a week and a half. Yeah, it was about a week and a half. Yeah,
because it was our last live episode before the pre-record, before the move.
Yeah, well, the pre-record was a week and a half ago. Yeah, so that was like it's been a little bit.
And thanks, by the way, from the dungeon.
Are you guys predicting any injuries? Well, like right before or during
every fucking game, fucking game.
Like, is there someone specific that you're just like, this guy's going to get injured, he's too risky? Or
I haven't looked at any of the injury reports, and you won't see anything, because they keep this shit like close to the chest, especially being the Super Bowl. They're not going to give their final report until like Thursday or Friday.
Yeah.
And like, so, and today being Sunday, like,
there's still a couple days.
Yeah, because they still have practices. They're probably going to be arriving, probably tomorrow or today.
Where's it at?
Today, probably. What's that, John?
At the Superdome.
Yeah, it's in New Orleans.
It's in New Orleans.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's in New Orleans. So, I think it's going to be a good game. When they played 2 years ago in the Super Bowl, Chiefs Eagles, the Eagles pretty much had that game in hand most of the game. And then the Chiefs did their comeback thing, and they came back and won. But it was a good game. It was a solid fucking game. It was a really solid game. And I think what we're going to see is the Eagles will probably jump out because they have a really explosive offense. I think they're going to jump out of the gate. And then, like I said, once Kansas City gets the scheme, they're going to start shutting down the offense, and we're going to get like ticky-tack, touchdown here, a field goal there, another field goal, a quick touchdown, and all of a sudden we're going to be ahead by like a point or a field goal. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the Chiefs' MO right now, is figure out the defensive scheme on the other team, and we'll find the points where we can find the points. You know what I mean? Yeah. Andy Reid is not above kicking field goals all game long as it puts points on the board. He does not care. As long as we put points on the board, doesn't care, because points are points to him. So we'll see. I think it's going to be a great game. And honestly, just like last week with the Bills, I'm going to say toss up. I'm going to say 50-50. This game could go either fucking way.
It really could.
It really can.
It can. And I do want to point out from the dungeon the missed opportunity of them going with fucking Kendrick Lamar over fucking Lil Wayne for the fucking Super Bowl. Like, it would have made sense to have Yeezy, being as he's from New Orleans, to fucking headline the fucking halftime show.
Well, maybe he'll be like a surprise performer.
It's possible. They do that.
They do that all the time.
Yeah, but it would have been better to have him be the headliner.
And he likes football, don't he?
Yeah.
It's American. I mean, most Americans like football.
I'm American. I'm not crazy about football.
Well, that's because you're un-American American.
You're one out of like 330 million, dude. Like, that's not exactly a big percentage, John.
I like
You're also probably in that group that doesn't think fucking Top Gun's a good movie.
No, Top Gun's great.
Okay.
All right.
At least we can agree on that.
Yeah,
That saves you. That saves you just a little bit.
No, dude, I'm biased. I'm biased on military movies unless it's called The Hurt Locker.
Thank you. We all know how we feel about that fucking movie here. Yeah.
Keep it away.
Yeah, that has got to be one of the all-time, like, just complete clusterfucks of a pick for Best Picture.
You know how disappointing it was for me when I found out how bad the movie actually was and how embarrassed I was that I liked it.
Well, there's a broken clock is right twice a day. There's a good there's one scene, one motherfucking scene. It's at the very end of the movie that I think is like a legitimately decent scene. And it's when he comes back from fucking deployment and he's in the grocery store just standing there like fucking lost in the goddamn sauce. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's a good scene. But that
happened to me yesterday.
Thank you.
That's what makes it a good scene. It's fucking real.
It's real.
It's real life, goddammit.
That was like the only real thing in that whole motherfucking movie. The entire rest of it was like, Jesus Christ, SpongeBob SquarePants is more realistic than the rest of that fucking movie. Okay, literally.
This is why
I always PTSD, ADHD, LMNOG. Like,
I always go back to Jarhead and how excellent that movie was, and how even more excellent that book was.
Yes,
like
or
there was
like Generation Kill. If you want like a true de facto depiction of
Generation Kill
of GWAT of GWAT people and veterans from GWAT. Generation Kill is the one to do. Like Hurt Locker is just it's a goddamn clown show. It's a fucking goddamn clown show. Like, whoever their fucking military advisor for that film was
failed them.
Complete
Stolen valor.
And it won Best Picture. How the fuck did it win? How in the fuck did it win Best Picture? What the fuck?
Because the people that vote for that shit aren't those of us that actually fucking served.
What fucking timeline are we in where that
I believe if a fucking military movie is up for a fucking award, the only people that should be allowed to vote on if that fucking movie gets that fucking award are those that were actively fucking in the service.
I would say Forrest Gump has elements of it, yes, because obviously
that's strong.
Well, a big chunk of it was not just him when he was in the Army and then finishing his service in the Army when he was doing the ping pong thing. It was post Army after he got out, and like he had a thing with like Lieutenant Dan. You know what I mean? He like went and became a shrimp boat captain with Lieutenant Dan. You know what I mean? And that's like post service. You know what I mean? So yeah, I would say that it qualifies. I think it's absolutely qualifies as a partial war movie. Yes. Elements of it for sure.
I got shot in my ass.
I got shot in the buttocks. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, what are you guys doing this week? Anything? Anybody like any plans this week for anybody?
I'm just trying to make sure that my weapons aren't jammed. That's all.
I'll tell you what. Well, I'll tell you guys offline. But yeah,
returning back to work. That's what's on my agenda for this week.
I'm going car shopping soon. So
nice.
Yeah. I'm kind of looking forward to it. I'm not gonna lie.
I hope you get a Lamborghini.
Mine's not jammed either.
John, I'm not gonna get a Lamborghini. That's like the anti-J car. That's like anti-J. Like that would not. That ain't me, dude. That ain't me. Like, yeah. Forrest, and he's like, Jenny, and they like run across the fucking the mirror pool and fucking.
I always think about like he's sitting there in that bus all fucking day, in that bus stop, and this old lady's like, "No, yeah, it's just right down the street."
Well, like, can you imagine being the lady that it's like, who the fuck is this guy like just blacking out telling his life story to me? Like what the fuck is going on? Like, can you imagine if like just somebody just sat down like, my name's Forrest Gump. People call me Forrest Gump. And he starts blacking the fuck out, telling you like his life story.
His whole life story about everything. The shrimp company, Vietnam.
Be like, dude, Forrest, like you seem like a cool dude, but I'm gonna go over here. Like I'm gonna catch you later, dude. Like, bye.
he had so many stories. Like, how do you believe all of them? Because sometimes some of the craziest stories are usually the most true, you know?
Well, that's
like,
that
like
part.
Joe, like Joe Biden with corn pop.
Well, in the
corn pop.
In the movie when he said something about being that one guy was like, oh, I'm sitting next to a millionaire. And then Forrest pulls out the Life magazine and it's got him and Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah.
And the lady like looks like she's like, oh shit, he was telling the truth. like he wasn't lying. Like yeah. Or no, it was like Fortune or something. Phoenix fucking damn. Like, yeah. I'm talking about the
That's
war.
a good one. I'm waiting for that movie that we watched the trailer for not too long ago. Warfare. That one looks good. I'm excited for that one. Made by a military veteran, combat veteran, and says it's all based on memory. That's the caption. That's how it's promoted as. So amazing stuff.
We're gonna see.
Amazing stuff. So yeah, wow, we filled up the whole show today. That was great.
Did pretty good. I think we did pretty good today.
Yes, we did.
Not bad for fucking 3 slackers. Like
3 slackers at Dale and Dawson Stationery Supply.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, but yeah, so guys, it's February the 2nd.
Groundhog Day. It's Groundhog Day.
Oh shit, it's Groundhog Day.
Oh yeah. Did he see a shadow?
He did. He saw a shadow.
Did see a shadow.
Yeah, he's full of shit. It ain't gonna be no 6 more weeks away. You remember how cold it was a couple weeks ago? Remember I was bitching about Snowmageddon?
Yeah.
It's 56 fucking degrees here today.
Well, remember when you were bitching about Snowmageddon, I was bitching about Snowmageddon also?
Yeah.
And you want to know what I was wearing yesterday outside?
We got shorts
and a fucking t-shirt.
That's what
it's gonna be 50 degrees in New Jersey tomorrow.
In February. Yeah.
Looks like I gotta charge the scooter.
Ain't gonna be 6 more weeks of winter. It's gonna be nice and fucking mild. You know what I mean? It's gonna be nice and fucking mild.
I'm okay with that.
All the way until you're not. Like all the way until it's fucking
That's Squilini Bear. That's the other host. Bear's probably so goddamn stoned.
I was gonna say he's been here for a minute. He's been here for a hot minute. Like
it's only been 2 years, Bear. Like I've been here that long, and well, actually over 2 years.
It's been more. I was gonna say it's been a little bit
like 2.5.
To be fair, I just I guess like with me putting this more on Twitch lately, he's becoming more familiar with the shows now and knowing who is who and more. DD214 wasn't on Twitch for a while.
No
so it's nice that we're kind of like
we're able to get back across different platforms. Yes, like
he said it. He doesn't recognize you because you fucking shaved.
Oh, yeah, because I fucking shaved off the beard. It happens, every once in a while in a old beard's life, you gotta fucking reset that bitch.
Oh, you know what? The joke flew right over me like a fucking.
Like you're sitting here and the joke's somewhere over here.
It's
now I'm fucking. It flew all over. It went over all of our heads because we just were like, the fuck, and
doesn't take much for us.
Yeah, no. It's. Yeah. I've only been up since 3:30 this morning, guys. Give me a break.
Fucking smoking that pork shoulder, hell yeah.
He's doing something with that meat. And guys, so we're here. We're at the end of the show. It's February 2nd. It is 27 degrees outside in the tri-state area. And I don't even know where I want to go with this today, to be honest with you, but I'm just gonna kind of just go for it, right? I've found myself to be a lot more happier lately. A lot more happier. And I think it's because I'm forcing myself to I don't want to say forcing myself. I was sick the last couple days and I was in bed for like 2 days straight and I couldn't just fucking stay in bed all day. I had to do something. So like I just so I sometimes if I'm just like sitting down here watching a video for research, I get like a little I don't know, maybe like a little splash of depression, right?
Mhm.
And in that moment, I'm just like, damn, I need to get myself working. And I start working and I feel better about myself, And
Yeah.
I I'm reading. If I was upset or sad, I would read a comic book, smoke a joint or something. But like I'm starting to see that that productivity for me works a lot better, and it gets me out of a clouded state faster than anything else. To be honest with you, you know what I mean? And I think people should kind of aim more towards doing something like that, because hobbies are hobbies, right? But you got to find something that drives you. What drives you, And for me, my work drives me. Editing, doing this, recording, and stuff like that. Because I woke up at 8 o'clock and I was sitting here, and my wife saw me like my leg was shaking. She was like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "I don't know. I'm just waiting for work to start. That's all." And it's kind of interesting, right? Because even like before we said, "Oh, it's not work when we're having fun." Then where I was just like, yeah, but it's work. I still call it work. And it's like, yeah, work could be fun. And I'm having fun with work and I'm having fun with this and everything that's blossoming from it. And I hope that whoever's listening today, whoever's watching, that you take this advice, find something that really gets the gears going. Maybe it's something new. Maybe it's putting puzzles together or playing with epoxy, making a cool piece of art or some shit, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's find that new thing that'll like make you go bump in the night. I guess is the best way to do it. Make you get a little active, and I just think it's important for people to do something like that because I just think sitting down stagnant. Sometimes you sit in your own head, and then you don't even know what to do anymore. But if it gets deeper than that, if it gets harder than that, guys, don't be afraid to text or call the National Suicide Hotline at 1-800-273-8255. 1-800-273-TALK, or you could text or call also 988. It's funny. I almost went back and I almost said star 988, but you don't even need to do that anymore. You could if you want to, but you don't have to do it anymore. Individuals are sitting there every single day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, waiting to hear your story to get you out of that cloud. So guys, I just hope to see you next week in formation, because we're gonna have to start doing safety briefs now. You know what I mean? Things are just I still think about it. 22 a day,
Yeah.
22 a day.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's 42, sometimes it's 18, sometimes it's 0. Has there ever been a day where it's been 0? You know
No.
what I mean?
I'm not sure. And going off of the numbers, the yearly numbers, probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not. But
Yeah.
we're trying. We're trying. That'd be a great day. That would be a great fucking day. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
One fucking day, 1 week at a time.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So guys, make sure you join us next week like we do every week. Next week is going to be a Super Bowl extravaganza. So bring your charcuterie board, your pepperoni slices, your cheese sticks, and these guys are going to talk about football.
Hold up. Why has it got to be slices of pepperoni? What if I want to just go complete old school fucking Italian and just bring the whole fucking stick
Bring the whole stick.
and take bites off of that bitch? Like,
Bring the whole stick.
do it the old school way. Do it the way my fucking father did it.
God damn it. God damn it. God damn it.
Hey. Listen, sausage is the way, right? Big pussy, little pussy, big and Paulie, they all did it right. All right. It's all about the sausage. All right. It's all about the sausage. It's all about the meat. It's all about the meat that goes in your mouth. It's all bigly. It's huge. It's delicious. It's great. We'll see you next week,
Okay,
guys.
Trump Jr. Jesus fucking Christ.
Guys, be good.
Black socks. Let's do a jacket next week.
Drink water. Fucking.
Don't add or subtract from the population. Freaking. Yeah. All that.
There you go.
800 milligrams of ibuprofen, rub some dirt in it. You'll be fine in the morning.
And 25 milligrams of CBD, and you'll be fine. Rub it on the back, suppository, and you're good. Ladies, have a good one, everybody. We love you.
But be good.